cherry blossoms. Can y'all see that? Now, I don't know if I should put my microphone in. I don't know if it's going to interrupt anything. Let's see. Let me see if it'll let me. Let me see. Hey, if you're coming through the virtual building. I want to talk about this topic for a bit tonight. Share a little bit of poetry. Maybe you can share some with me. Let me know. Peace and love, Macadoo. Hey. Good evening. Well, I don't know what time it is for you, but you know, here on the East Coast, it's good evening. I'm sorry if you're hearing all this rustling. I'm attempting to get my earphones on. Hopefully they're working. So that it can be better. But this topic, since we know that Mother's Day is coming up, and I know that some people like Mother's Day, some people are attempting to get over the hump of Mother's Day because they lost their mom. And I also know that for some of us, we might feel like, you know, the only thing that matters about being a mom is myself being a mom, maybe, you know. So I want to come on here and talk about how art or poetry in general mothers us, how art can make us feel nurtured, you know. So hopefully this is a topic that you all will chime in on. And we'll see how it goes. The plan, I always say I don't want to stay long, but I ain't even say that because every time I say that, it don't even matter. It don't even matter. But I was going through my bag that I had my special poetry books in, and those special poetry books are Nikki Giovanni, and I used to have 2 books of Tupac's, but I lent it out to somebody and they never returned it. So I have The Rose That Grew From Concrete in here, because I used to be a Tupac groupie. And I have the rest of these are Nikki Giovanni books. So let me just send this out real quick because I don't want to stay long. I actually was not going to do a live. Tonight, but here I am. So I'm sending out to a few people, I guess. Let's see how that goes. Let's see. Okay, let's see. If you are coming through the virtual building, let me know if you can hear me okay, because I feel like my voice is low today. I think I'm in a specific energy that I don't really know what to call it or name it yet, but I'm attempting to fight through it and work through it. Not even fight. I'm just attempting to work my way through it. You know what I mean? So if you're coming through the building, I can't see you, but hopefully you can see me. I'm only gonna send it out to a couple of people. I don't want to stay long. I need to start doing a time where I can stay longer. Normally my daughter's getting to bed at this time, but she's with her father right now, so I'm just kind of popping in. But yeah. So I don't know how long it's gonna take for y'all to come through, but I'm gonna read this poem and then maybe I'll get off then. Who knows if anybody shows up. All right, so this poem is by Nikki Giovanni. It's called Mothers. It's by her collected poetry between 1968 to 1998. Sheesh. 30 years? Is that 30 years? 30 years. I never realized that. So this is probably all of her poems that I have in the other books in this book. I don't know. I never even paid attention to that. Anyway, so when I think about how poetry has nurtured me or mothered me, I think about all the ways that I felt comforted or felt safe being in the presence of poetry. There have been times where, yeah, I didn't always feel that way, and it took a while for me to not be surface level because it takes a lot to get your emotions out on the page. But I can honestly say that poetry has definitely been my lighthouse. Hold on a second. Hold on, sorry. So I'm trying to see something. Poetry is that thing that held me when I didn't have the words. And it still does. It still holds me. It still embraces me. It has fed me plenty days when I was starving. It has given me tough love. It has sat with me in the dark. It has never left. It has I think poetry, some of us never received nurturing or mothering. So poetry is the best thing that I can think of when it comes to like that nurturing side and that side where you want to feel cared for or attended to. I feel like when I sit down with my paper and my pen, that's when it all makes sense. That's when I feel seen and present. That's when I feel like I'm a human with emotions, right? Because before that, I was very stoic and just very surface level. But the more mature I get, because I ain't gonna say older, the more mature I get, I'm allowing myself to breathe on the paper. I'm allowing myself to be embraced by the feeling and be embraced by the words for a certain amount of time without judgment. And that takes practice and it takes skill. Even for someone like me who has had training, and as far as like my BA degree in English, you would think that I would be more comfortable with it, but that doesn't mean anything, Hey Smooth, producer Midnight. But writing poetry since I was 7 is what helped me to grow up. It helped nurture me. It was with me, like as a best friend along the way, So I'm gonna read this poem to y'all since it's Mother's Day weekend. And it's by Nikki Giovanni, my favorite poet, whose books I bought all of her books and got them autographed by her before she passed away, and I'm very grateful. I'm so grateful I had the opportunity to be in the presence of a legend. And it kind of it was a mirror for me on how I wanted to be when I'm that age, as a poet, as an artist in general. Just meeting Nikki Giovanni just made me feel so like that was my grandma. Like I was talking to her like she was my grandmother, So it felt so familiar and so just close. Even though I was so nervous, I almost peed my pants. I went to the bathroom right before meeting her and still felt like I had to pee because I was so nervous. But I've never been so nervous to meet somebody before. But hey, Lene. So I'm gonna read these. I'm gonna read this poem. It's called Mothers. I was gonna save it until Mother's Day, but Nikki Giovanni has so many poems that it's just like, if I read it now, it's not gonna matter. She has plenty. And just to show you all, like, I have all of her books, and she autographed every last single one of them. And I'm just, I'm still on a high from that. And that happened, like, I don't know how long ago did that happen? God dang, the pages still sticking. She autographed all of them, like, so yeah, I just want y'all to see how many books I bought, because I was obsessed. Okay, obsessed. Y'all be talking about Michael Jordan, forget all that. Obsessed. This was the first book that I ever bought of Nikki Giovanni, the love poetry book. Oh my gosh. Which is why I did my book, Deuces and Hearts, the same colors, red and white, my favorite colors. Obsessed. And the other one, which is what I'm about to read that other poem from, right? Hey, McFarlane. So yeah, let me go ahead and read this. And of course I got, like I said in the beginning, of course I got Tupac's book, The Rose That Grew From Concrete, because I was a Tupac groupie. And I had his other book too, but like I said, I lent it out to someone, they never returned it. I'm not lending out no more books no more. I'm not. But so yeah, let me just, I'm just coming on and share a little bit. I was gonna have this as an open mic, but I think I'm gonna just end up coming on here, read this poem and jumping off. Yeah, this poem is called Mothers. It's called Mothers. I hope I read it right and do her justice, because when she reads from the book, it's crazy. Yes, love, Nikki Giovanni. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do what I can do when I can do it. It's time to wash my hair. But anyway, all right, I'm going to attempt to read it. I haven't read her books in a while. They've been sitting in my bag because I don't want to mess them up. I want to preserve them as long as I can. All right, it's called Mothers. And happy early Mother's Day to all of you who are going to be celebrating. And if you're not, that's okay too, because I'm sure someone in your life has parented you, and that you are parenting someone if you don't have kids. Okay, mothers. The last time I was home to see my mother, we kissed, exchanged pleasantries and unpleasantries, pulled a warm, comforting silence around us and read separate books. I remember the first time I consciously saw her. We were living in a 3-room apartment on Burns Avenue. Mommy always sat in the dark. I don't know how I knew that, but she did. That night I stumbled into the kitchen, maybe because I've always been a night person, or perhaps because I had wet the bed. She was sitting on a chair. The room was bathed in moonlight diffused through those thousands of panes, landlords who rented to people with children who were prone to put in windows. She may have been smoking, but maybe not. Her hair was 3/4 her height, which made me a strong believer in the Samson myth, and very black. I'm sure I just hung there by the door. I remember thinking, what a beautiful lady. She was very deliberately waiting, perhaps for my father to come home from his night job, or maybe for a dream that had promised to come by. Come here, she said. I'll teach you a poem. I see the moon. The moon sees me. God bless the moon, and God bless me. I taught it to my son, who recited it for her, just to say we must learn to bear the pleasures as we have borne the pains. She just be, She does it for me every time. So that was a poem by Nikki Giovanni. That wasn't mine. But I had no idea who she was, but when I got up here, someone who I was dating at the time, this was way back in 2008-ish, said that my poetry reminded him of her. And I was like, who is that? He's like, you don't know who Nikki Giovanni is? And I was like, oh. And so he's like, just go to the Howard bookstore, because that's the school that I was going to. He's like, go to the Howard bookstore and go get her love poems book, because your love poems sound just like her writing. And that was the very first book that I got of hers from Howard University bookstore. And when I got this first book and I read it all the way through, obsessed, I decided to go back and spend my money on the rest that was there. Okay. So it is I'm not even gonna say hope. I don't want to. I've been working on changing up more of my language. Right, a legend, right? May I write to where someone wants to purchase all of my books. May I be the writer that inspires someone to purchase all my materials. May you be the artist that inspire others to want to purchase all of your material. May you be the person that inspires the next person to be a great person. I think that, especially, I have a double-edged sword here, because I'm a mom and I'm an artist. And sometimes it could hold a lot of weight, right? Most days I smile, but the times when I don't, it'd be a little rough, right? And I used to do a lot of positive poems on my page, but now I'm starting to be more authentic the more I'm allowing myself to be more vulnerable. And one of the things that I noticed about Nikki Giovanni is, and she was a mom too, right? And she had one son. One of the things that I noticed about her is she says exactly how she's feeling and thinking at the same time, but to a point of being real about it. Like, I think for me, I attempted to hide or cover up some things because I don't want people in my business, for one. And then for two, I attempt to protect people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to out put people under the bus and all of that. And for a long time, it kept me from writing how I truly wanted to write. And so one of the things I noticed about Nikki, who was born in a certain day and age where there was a lot of stuff going on, okay? She knew how to write to where it was so authentic, but also still telling the story, but also giving you emotion behind it. So if you go on YouTube and you research some of her videos and listen to her, which, by the way, she read most of her poems. I'm a reader. I can't memorize stuff because mom brain. Okay. She made me realize that your message is still meaningful. Just deliver the message, right? So that's what I do. That's what I do. And it is my hope. I'm not saying hope. May I be the artist who someone is obsessed with and want to be in that close proximity of me to want to take a picture, or to want to, or who's so nervous that when they do meet me, they're about to piss their pants. Like I was meeting Nikki Giovanni. Okay. And the same way I was like that with Alonzo Mourning too, is my favorite basketball player. But that's neither here nor there. I'm saying for the sake of Nikki Giovanni, because she's my favorite writer. So in this sense of how has art, in particular poetry, has mothered me, it has been through everything with me. It has been my best friend. It has been my ride or die. It has been when I didn't understand myself, it nurtured me. It fed me. It just gave me what I needed when I needed it, even when I didn't know I needed it. You know what I'm saying? So I was going to make this a discussion, and maybe I'll make this an open mic live tomorrow so poets and other people can jump on, other artists that are on my page can jump on. But I feel like this was very important for me to read Nikki Giovanni's poem called Mothers. So thank you, Juan. He said you got it. You got it. So I'm starting to put out more of my deep poems, more of my thought-provoking poems, which has been, I see the reactions. Thank y'all for those of you who are reacting to the poems and paying attention, and commenting and letting me know in the DMs how you like them and stuff. But yeah, I have like so many books that I'm working on in my computer right now that I'm looking at. And it is my hope that may I write a plethora of books like this too, and inspire those around me. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm going to come back tomorrow, I think. And if you are celebrating with your mom, happy Mother's Day to her. If your mom is not here on earth with us, I'm sending my condolences and I empathize. And if you happen to have a mom that you're not close to, I pray that you find peace in that day. And just, I want to say appreciate the good and what you've learned from her. Because I'm also going to be attempting to not be in my head about it and celebrate the good, even though, you know, I have my feelings towards it and whatever. I'm still going to attempt to paint the good, right? So anyway, I will see y'all tomorrow. Come back and celebrate with me. I know Mother's Day is on Sunday, but come back and we can talk about this topic more in details. All right. See you tomorrow, beloved. Peace. Stay focused.